howdy do day. Look what I found. So, it's going back a few years now since I last had this out on the channel. It was going back before the lockdown. Now, I believe I put this away because I'd got to the point where I needed to do the work on the roof, prepping and painting. So, because it was coming up to the winter time, I ended up putting it away like I do with a lot of my projects that need paint. Same with the Volvo, come summertime, that'll be back out, so finished off. I like that steady warm air temperature. And going out in the shed in this weather, it's too cold, and even if you try warming it up and stuff, it's still damp. So, I've been in the loft, just picking out like some old truck stuff and pulling out my old parts bins, because I was gonna build like a scrap bin build out of all my spares and everything, all leftover parts. And then I found this. I thought, well, I'll pull this out first and get this finished off, getting where I want to be with the chassis and everything else, and then move on to like a parts bin build or something like that. I am going to be able to technically rebuild another grand hauler pretty much, or something, with all the spares off this, because there's virtually nothing left. Now, I've been and ordered a few more bits for it, like the planetary gearbox, so I can do with that plastic Tamiya 3-speed and get that out of the way. Sorry about that noise then, the washing machine. On the table here, I've basically given myself some options for like mocking up ideas and things like that. Mainly with the tanks. I would have liked to have run dual tanks side by side. Should I have kept it or going to keep it like this? But I think my idea's changed yet again. This is the joys of the hobby. However, I probably will be going with the standard grand hauler tanks at the moment, but then I will be having a look on Truescale RC's website and seeing what they have available to replace them. Then I can swap the tanks out, because it's pretty much the only thing that's left on here which is plastic, are those steps, the tanks, the fifth wheel coupler plate and the cab obviously, but everything else down to the cross members, the suspensions, the axles, everything has been replaced. Even the visor, we've got like a custom made one there, and that's been chromed, that's actually metal. I've had this Kenworth grill made, which I probably might swap out at some point. The bumper, it's aluminium. We've got the RC 4-wheel drive lowriders up on the rear, and I have the RC 4-wheel drive roadies up the front with the Tamiya aluminium rims, which they used to do. And the rear bumper, obviously that's going to be swapped out for an aluminium one also. The air tanks, I have some on order from Lesu, which have the light bezels which go down the sides, so I will be doing away with those. This is why a lot of the stuff is actually being dismantled from the truck. The stack exhaust, I'd got a pair of these which I liked. Now, depending on the design or the way I was going to go with the truck, I was going to use those, but they can go in the parts bin and we'll probably find some use for them in a parts bin build. I am going to be running just the standard grand hauler stacks. I really like those big pipes. For the tanks, in regards to these, or whichever ones, I'll be doing away with those plastic mounts, and I have 8 of those, which are the GPM tank mounts. I will drop the parts numbers to everything, or as much as what I've got left. I think I've kept all the tabs with all the part numbers on here. Everything I've replaced, so I'll drop all this lot in the description. Yeah, I've got the alley front bumper there. We have Kenworth badges and stuff, metal Kenworth badges, proper logos, an MFC or one to go in there. But I also have the Beer USM, where you can program your own sounds, so I don't know whether to just go with the Tamiya MFC or have like a nice Cummins programmed into that. I don't know. we'll see when that point gets to it, but at the moment I've got options and various ways I can go with this truck. I do know what I am doing with it though, in a certain respect, but not with the all complete thing. When the planetary comes, I'll also be doing away with the junk motor and chucking the Carson Poison in there. These have always been a great reliable motor. They are just bob on for the job basically. We're running it all off the Planet T5, which I have here. Got a new one of those. These again, the MFCs just link to these pretty much straight up with hardly anything to do. So it would make my job easier if I went with the MFC route, which is still a nice sound. Like I say, it's options, it's there on the table to give me a choice. And this bag is all chrome parts for a King Quarter. Now, once I've got a couple of my builds out of the way and I've kind of used Rusty for a while, I think we should restore him and bring him back to life. There's something different, but still keep him as a working truck, which I go and take out and play with, but I just don't quite abuse. All parts off the grand hauler, which I'm not using, literally loads of stuff like the bumpers, grills, axles, axle casings, all that. Original wheels, tyres and whatnot. Won't be using any of that in this build. It's all being swapped out. There's just the rest of the nuts in there, which I will be using on this build. Oh yeah, the roof. Now, Tamiya didn't get the licensing for Peterbilt or Kenworth, and what they've done is they've thrown a Kenbuilt together. Now basically you've got like the front end of a Peterbilt, like cab section, the nose, the hood, bonnet, wherever you're from, whatever you call it. Whereas the Kenworths don't have that line down the hood, but the Kenworths do have these style LED lights, and the Peterbilt are more rounded. So you can see where they've mixed and matched everything, and I believe this may be like a Kenworth back. So the truck's kind of intertwined between a Peterbilt and a Kenworth. Now I ain't going to go all to town and make it an absolute replica of a Kenworth, although I have based it on kind of a Kenworth W900. In this case this will be like a Kenbuilt W9462.34.3 Z or something. It is a little bit of a ringer, but it's a custom truck, so I can get away with it. Now tomorrow I'm on my way to Dave's, and why am I going to Dave's? Because Russ at Truescale RC, before the lockdown, when I was at the point where I put this away, Russ Clark over at Truescale RC, he kindly sent me these custom stretched blank chassis rails with a tapered end, basically to do what I wanted with. I didn't know if he wanted me to stretch the grand hauler and he has to do this with it. He said, do not do what you want with them. So I put them aside for a future project. And the more I look at this now, I really want to stretch it. So tomorrow I'll be going over to Dave's to use his pillar drill and his taps and stuff like that, so we can get these all drilled and tapped properly, so it's all nice, neat, proper job, ready to basically transplant all of this onto these. I also have the tapered rear aluminium crossmember as well, which Russ sent me, so nice one for that if you're watching. I really do appreciate it, and I shall be in touch in regards to an order of some parts shortly, because I am looking for tanks. So the roof needs a bit of work, a bit of filling, sanding and priming and stuff. Not much, because it is a very, very, very neat print, so I don't believe it's going to take loads of work. It is just taped on there at the minute, so I don't lose it or it falls off and breaks, because it's not seated in there, and with having the body off a lot and things, I don't want to damage it. So I'll give you a look at the chassis and stuff, and then I'm going to box this up that it's ready to go to Dave's, No, I am just rambling at the minute, aren't I? But I'm excited. I've got the new Scania on order as well, so I want to try and get as much as I can done for that. Gearbox and motor I am going to be doing away with. Probably going to remove the springs as well out of the shocks, just to give it a little bit of droop there, just to drop it some more. Yeah, the shock mounts, they've been replaced with GPM ones. All my cross members, those are GPM. I don't know if you can see that one down there. Got the alley fifth wheel on there. Need to replace this and that bit. The tanks, I am kind of in a mock-up phase, so I'm unsure on what to do there. Do I want to fill the whole stretched look with tanks or leave it open? I don't know. It's dare to be different in it in a way. Yeah, there's the alloys and stuff, the rear ones. There's the front. Does need a bit of a clean after being in the loft for this long, but I'll just flip that over there. Centre brace, that's all been replaced by GPM. The axle housings are all aluminium. The radius arms there, they've all been swapped out also. And then moving up front, I've replaced the front axle, the knuckles. And you can see the bottom of the shock towers. It's little bits like the lights on the top, which I'm gonna probably want swap into alley ones. Say the lesser ones there I have on order. The grille I might change because this is actually for the W900 bonnet, which I don't know if to go for and cut this one off, but I like it as it is, and there's nothing to stop me doing that at a later date and just getting a grill and using that on something else maybe. I don't know, I'm just excited and I want to do a million things at once with them at minute, so I kind of need to get my shit together as to what I really want to do with this truck, then I can get it moving. So that is basically that. Sorry for just like rambling on it. It's been a while, and I'm just glad to have the same joy and feelings and stuff that I used to about building trucks as I did before. I don't know, it's exciting. I feel like a child again. So yeah, my plan now is tomorrow I'm gonna go and get those drilled up with Dave. May as well make a little video while we're there doing this and stuff, I guess. Keep you all updated on what's going on with this. And like I say, that way I can get it all transplanted onto here. And then I'm one step closer to knowing what I'm doing. There's nothing to stop me actually getting on and doing the cab and getting that painted, because parts will just be straight on replacement parts. It'll be just one off, one on. There'll be no modifying or anything, so I've got no worries about damaging any paintwork or anything like that. So yeah, it's exciting times. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all with that one there. I think I've chewed your ear off enough. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, and feel free to drop me a comment, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any future notifications regarding this or anything else. Everything all goes into playlists, and it's your choice whether you want to watch it, but if you're notified, you know, the videos are there for you to watch or ignore. That's your choice. Anyway, thanks again, guys.